So a few nights ago, I saw King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard live for the first time. I've been to, a decent amount of concerts, but this might be the best show I've ever seen, which is why I think it's worthy of its own review. So the tour King Gizzard is on right now is in support of their latest album, Phantom Island, which actually features a whole orchestra, and the tour that they're doing also features an orchestra performing with them almost every night. The first half is the new album in full, and the second half is a bunch of King Gizzard classics with an orchestra. But the show I saw was actually one of the only ones on this tour to not feature the orchestra. For the US leg, I think this is the only one, other than the Field of Vision shows, to be just a classic King Gizzard show. And the reason for that is, I don't dislike the new album, but it's not super my thing. I listened to it when it came out, and I haven't listened to it since. And knowing what the setlist is going to be ahead of time, for King Gizzard at least, I feel like I would rather not know what it is going in, I'm sure the orchestral shows are great, but this show was kind of what I was looking for with live King Gizzard, and they definitely delivered. I'm going to be going through all the tracks, just doing a track-by-track review. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the band opened up with some metal, and when they open up with metal, that's when you know it's going to be a pretty energetic show. They opened up with Gaia, which is a great opener, just a fantastic way to set the tone for the show and kick the whole thing off. It was great. There's tons of energy right out of the gate. After that, they went into Predator X. Predator X, when I first listened to Omnium Gatherum, it wasn't my favorite, but it has really grown on me since then. That live version kind of solidified how great of a song it is. Again, just continuing with a ton of energy there. After that, they went into Supercell, which was the only song they did off of Petrodragonic, which is my favorite King Gizzard album. Again, continuing with that energy. After that, they did Superbug, which was another unexpected one. And again, another song that wasn't really my favorite off of Infest the Rat's Nest when I first listened to it, but it has really grown on me since then, and hearing it live was just mind-blowingly good. After that, they switched over to the microtonal guitars, a pretty brief microtonal portion of the show, only 2 songs, but they were both great, both off of the KG album. Minimum Brain Size was the first of those, just a great song, sounded great live. All of the live versions I've heard off of the KG and LW albums I think are all mostly better than the studio versions. I feel the studio versions of those songs are almost lacking some energy, and hearing them live, you have a lot more energy there, and I think it suits the songs a lot more. After that, we got Odd Life, which was something I wasn't expecting, and honestly was one of the best parts of the show. Once again, a song I didn't really pay much attention to when I first listened to the album, but it has grown on me a lot. Super energetic live, a lot more energy than the studio version again. And just the ending part, they just kept building. It was great. Then they switched over to the synth table and did a surprisingly long synth set, starting off with Sense, which, as you're probably aware if you're a King Gizzard fan, is an acoustic song. They reworked it to fit the synth table. It was a really cool take on the song. I believe they also did it on the European leg of this tour back in the spring, but it was a great intro to the synth portion of the set. After that, we transitioned into the Grim Reaper, which honestly was probably my favorite part of the night. The transition was also great as Stu pulled out the flute and kind of began noodling around on that flute riff. Apparently there were actually technical difficulties with the synths, which I could not tell when I was there, but because of those technical difficulties, they switched over to guitars for the second half, and it just transitioned into a full-blown metal jam, which just kept building, and just the energy, hearing that live was insane. Definitely the best version of the Grim Reaper I've ever heard. Yeah, probably the best part of the night, for me at least. After that, we got some silver chord material with Set, which is probably one of my favorites off of the Silver Chord. Just a really dancey, fun song. Sounded great live. It transitioned into Extinction after that, and overall just a phenomenal part of the set. It was really cool. The sun was setting as they were doing that, and just getting into these weird synthy jams while it was getting dark out was just a great experience. Then the band moved back to their usual instruments, and we got some Nonagon Infinity material, starting off with Wah Wah, and then transitioning into Road Train. Now, personally, I've always felt Road Train is kind of a weak closer to Nonagon. Not that the song is bad, I felt the energy on the studio version just wasn't really there, but hearing it live was a completely different story. There was so much energy in this song. Honestly, I know I keep saying this, but there were a lot of highlights on the show, and this was definitely one of them. After that, they went into Let Me Mend the Past. It's always great when Ambrose just kind of steps out and acts as the band's front man. His vocal performance sounded awesome on this song. After that, they went into Altered Beast 4, which was something I was not expecting at all. I'm a huge Murder of the Universe fan, and Murder of the Universe stuff isn't the most common live, especially not Altered Beast stuff. So when they went into this, was again one of the best parts of the show. Was something I was really hoping I'd hear, but was thinking I probably wouldn't, and they did it, and it was really good. They then kind of cooled down after that with Ambergris. A lot of songs off Omnium Gatherum, but it's a great album. There's a lot of material on that. They then did a couple songs off Flight B741, which honestly is not really my favorite King Gizzard album. So if I had to pick like a least favorite part of the show, it would be that they did Sad Pilot and Rats in the Sky. But least favorite part of the show doesn't mean it's bad or anything. I'm just not as big of a fan of that album. But the songs did sound great live. There was still a ton of energy. Joey delivered a great solo there. He then closed with Hypertension, which was something I was thinking again would be great to hear live, and they killed it on that song. Either that or Grim Reaper was my favorite part. But yeah, there's so much energy during that jam. It just kept building and building. When Cavs went into double time, it was just this peak of energy, such a good way to close out the show. The jammier songs, I think, are great ways to close the show, just ending with a ton of energy. And that definitely was a ton of energy. Overall, everything I could have wanted from a King Gizzard live show. There were absolutely no bad parts or anything, just like straight energy for 2 hours. I sincerely hope this is not the last time I ever see them live. I would love to see them as many more times as I can, because they're definitely in the peak of their career. They're in their prime, and again, might be the best live show I've ever seen. So if you have the chance to go see King Gizzard, if they're coming somewhere near you, I would highly encourage it. Just a phenomenal band live, one of my favorite bands of all time, and hearing them live, they 100% delivered, and overall just 10 out of 10 perfect experience. Great set list, great performance, great energy, just witnessing a band in their prime. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.